inmate at a federal prison. This call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring. Hang up to decline the call or to accept, dial 5 now. If you wish to block anything...
Hi, Anthony.
Hey, brother.
Hey,
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Oh,
Good. How y'all doing?
It's good to hear from you, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good. I was just calling to check in on y'all, just kind of let y'all know what's going on. They had us locked down for almost 2 weeks because apparently one of the inmates had contracted the coronavirus. And so, and now they said he didn't have it here. They said he had tested negative here, but when they flew him to his destination, he tested positive. So they were saying they was taking precautions, but they still not really telling us everything, whether the staff had got, infected or, whatever. So I've already put in a motion to be released, due to that, because, they said once it gets in the prison system, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Because we don't have no facilities, to quarantine nobody or to really treat them if they did get it.
Right. Right.
So did y'all get the letter I wrote you about the my sentencing hearing?
No, I don't think I've got that yet.
Yeah, because I had wrote y'all about the sentencing hearing. They done changed it. My sentencing was supposed to have been yesterday, and they changed it to now to September 3rd to keep me
incarcerated. Wow.
2 months more, longer. So they know they're at the end, and they got to release me because the actual defendants that actually did, defraud me and the client, they've never done a day in jail, and they're not going to do a day in jail. So they know they're going to have to release me because you can't have that big of a disparity between the sentencing of the same, co-defendants.
Right. I've heard that same phrase, that disparity of sentencing. It comes up quite a bit. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've been here over 3 years, for something that I didn't even do.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
But
This call is from a federal prison.
the number to call for my sentencing, where y'all can actually, call on the sentencing day and speak at my sentencing hearing.
Oh, okay.
You got a pen and paper?
Well, we're not missing a word. We never miss a word. I don't have a pen and paper, but we're not missing anything.
Okay. The number is 808-440-9256. Her name is Susan Estores. Her last name is spelled Estores. And her email address is susan.estores@usdoj.gov. Now, I've had several people call her, and everybody that calls says she's been very rude to them.
Yeah. Right.
And so I really want to see, if she's doing this to everybody that's calling on my behalf, being rude to them and basically trying to discourage them from calling on the sentencing.
Is she the judge? Is that the judge there?
No, she's not the judge. She's just like the contact person.
Oh.
That people need to call if they want to call in. On the day of the hearing to speak at a hearing. But several of the people that I've already called say she was like really didn't want to give them the information. She was like really rude. So I really want to get more information about it.
Yeah.
And see what she's saying, because I filed a motion to get another contact person, because if she's doing that, then she'll probably try to prevent people from calling or not even answer the phone on the day of the hearing, so I can't have people call.
Right. Right, I got you.
Like they doing everything.
I got you, man. I got you.
So
I'm
trying to,
I think Aaron wanted to say something, but I wanted to remind everybody and just bring to our attention that when you had that friend, remember you had a friend who was going to testify on your behalf, and then you had that U.S. Marshal that called and tried to intimidate her and put her on notice.
Right.
I couldn't believe the words that he put her on notice, that if she did this, that things were going to happen, and it's just insane the amount of corruption, and yet nobody's held accountable for that sort of thing. But I think Aaron was going to say something.
I just wondered if you ever heard of Brother Jeremy Elliott. I think he might be a pastor. He just did a 5-minute spiel on YouTube, and it's really gone viral about the whole corona hope. And I thought it was really, really good.
Well,
I
wish you could hear it. I could probably play it. I don't know if that'd let you hear a YouTube video, but that's up to you if you had the time and you wanted to hear it.
Yeah, Libby, I had to call you. Like, I can call you back, and like after this call, if the call is up, I can call you back, and like because I have to wait 15 minutes. To get it ready. Then I definitely would love to hear that.
Okay, yeah.
Have y'all heard about a guy named Tony Viola?
Yes, I have heard that name before, and he's got a website called freetoniviola.com, and I think somebody
Right.
on Alabama death row told me about him.
Yeah, they basically did the same thing to him that they did to me.
Okay. Yep.
Try to say he defrauded, all these people in the banks, and you know what I'm saying. And he didn't. The man did everything like he did everything right, proved it. And then what the federal government did, matter of fact, one of the ladies that was one of the government witnesses, that she knew what they were doing, and so she ended up, her conscience got the best of her. So she was going to testify on his behalf. In the morning that she was supposed to testify, she was found dead in her apartment.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah, they killed her.
Yeah.
Because it would have killed their whole case.
Right.
And so they found them guilty in the federal case because they wouldn't release the 302s that the FBI agents had filed. Because that's what they wouldn't let me do in my trial. Like, I asked for the FBI agents, 302s when they went to all my clients unannounced, unsolicited, and interviewed all of these people, and not one person said Anthony Williams did anything wrong. No, they're like, this man did everything. Even when we didn't pay him, he still worked. And she didn't let me put that in there as exhibit so the jury can see that.
Yeah. Incredible. Incredible.
And that's what they did to him, and so, but they tried him again. They convicted him in the feds. Then they charged him and tried him again for the exact same thing in the state, but he was able to get the 302s in the state and present all the evidence in the state, and he won the trial in the state.
Wow.
Same trial.
Wow.
Same charges, same evidence, but he was able to put the evidence in and was found not guilty by a jury in the state case, but in the feds, he was found guilty.
That sounds very much like Schaefer Cox, because at the state trial, I believe he was found not guilty, but the feds, they found him guilty, and then he's sitting in prison for like 20 years,
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, something has to change. Like they were talking about yesterday how, they strike African-American jurors 72% of the time, and they only strike Caucasian jurors 0.5% of the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, 0.5 to 72%.
That's insanity.
It needs to be. It needs to be massive change. Then they were showing how, like a lot of the jurors are actually hand-picked. They make it look like they send out a random, subpoena, and it's not. Like the prosecutor knows a lot of those people, and the verdict has already been predetermined before they even show up to court.
Yeah.
How's that justice?
Right.
There's a TV show, I think it's on HBO, called Bull, or something like that, about how they do these hand-picked juries and spend a lot of money doing the hand-picked jury with using their social media and everything. They
use psychological profiles, and they can kind of guess which way they'll vote before they even go into trial. But I'm totally with you that the trials are, one of Erin's big things is she wishes that every single trial, federal, state, would be live streamed, and the audio and the video to the public, and that it would be made available for free. So,
CCTV.
Just show the public how biased and corrupt all these courtrooms are.
Yes, that needs to happen. I mean, because it's a public domain.
Right.
Why aren't the cameras in there all day? This is 2020. This is technology.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody can't show up in the courtroom. It's not enough seats.
Right.
So let it stream live.
Right. I think if the public got a feel for how the judges maneuver and manipulate the courtroom and withhold exculpatory evidence, and witnesses were, perjured themselves because they get a better deal for their own case.
And they charge $25 for the DVD. We've paid it before.
Well, sometimes they charge a lot more than that. I mean, that was just one time.
One day.
Yeah.
Per day. $25 for a DVD.
For the trial?
Yeah, if you want to see the video of the guy in court, you have to pay $25, and that's just one day, right? But if a court goes on like 2 weeks, you're looking at big money,
Right, exactly. But yeah, I'm trying to get the video from my Florida trial, because Channel 7 News, WSDN in Miami recorded the whole trial. And Mr. Wagner tried to get a copy of it, but they wouldn't give it to him.
Wow.
They told him he would have to get a court order. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to get a court order, a subpoena, duce tecum, because it was my case, it was my trial. So I should be able to have a case, a copy of my own trial.
Yeah.
the video copy of my own trial.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, because I want to, I get that because I want to send it to you all, and you all can post it.
Oh, yeah.
Put it on YouTube, post it on the website so they can see exactly what I went through in Florida and what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's appalling. These people told me I couldn't even I couldn't use the Constitution.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I tell people that and they don't believe it, and I have to prove it to them.
Yeah. Put in a motion in limine saying I can't use the U.S. Constitution,
Right.
U.S. Supreme Court rulings, the Bible. I can't mention Yahweh's name,
Right.
Joshua's name.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Are y'all nuts?
Yeah, that's insanity. I tell people that's going on, they won't believe it, and I have to show them the documents, and I have to point them to where I can prove it,
Right. Yeah, the American people really don't have no clue about what's going on in these courtrooms.
Right.
You're talking about communism. It's worse than communism in these courtrooms.
Right, I agree.
You have a better fight. You have a better chance in the communist court than these American courts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true.
For real.
Yeah, I agree
You have
with
a
that.
better chance.
Yeah, I
You know
agree.
what I mean? And it's like I've done the research like on China, Russia, Cuba, and those places like that. And it's no difference as far as how they govern. It's like China has a constitution, Russia has a constitution, China has a president, Russia has a president. If you don't pay taxes, you're going to either go to jail or get shot in China. Same thing here. If you don't pay your taxes, they're going to go to jail or get shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. If you don't obey their edicts and their commands, they'll arrest you or kill you.
Yeah.
And that's what they do here.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing. So the only difference is what you call it. Over here, we call it, capitalism and democracy. They just call theirs communism.
Right.
It's the same thing.
No doubt about it.
What I'm saying?
No doubt about it.
It's the same thing. So it's like, man, they really dumbed down the American people. The American people think, oh, this is the greatest government. No, it's not. It is not the greatest government in the world.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
We have some of the greatest people in the world. We got the greatest diversity of people in the world. But we have the biggest idiots that's governing
Yeah.
in our government.
Yeah.
We do. We have the most wicked people
Yes.
that's in government.
I totally agree with that.
That's what we have, and I said, especially once they get in those positions, even for the most part, even if they had good intentions, they get corrupted.
Yeah.
They get corrupted. I don't care what color they are. If they, African American, Hispanic, once they get in become an FBI agent, judge, it's like that demonic spirit just takes over, and all humanity goes out the door.
Yeah. I've seen it happen. You're absolutely right. Once they get office and they get power, there's something that happens to them, and they forget who they are and what they were going to do, and they just completely give themselves over to Satan's agenda.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I tell people, I said, listen, even though like what gets to publicity is the racism and stuff in the courtrooms and stuff like that. I say, but I got to experience the court system in an all predominantly black county in Georgia.
Yeah.
And with black prosecutors, black judges, and black, attorneys. And it's the same thing. It's no different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's no different.
Right.
They're going to trample on your rights. They think they're better than you, and you're just a peasant to these people. They're members of the Bar Association, so they feel like they're first-class citizens, and we're second-class and third-class.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. The lawyers.
This call is from a federal prison.
Well, the Bible calls out the profession of lawyers all by itself, right? It doesn't call out HVAC workers or construction workers, or it calls out lawyers specifically and says they made a twofold child of hell, and they didn't enter in themselves, and they prohibited others. But yeah, I agree with you. There's something wrong with lawyers.
Oh yeah, that's Luke 11 chapter. That's one of my favorite chapters.
Yeah.
When Yahshua talks about it, say, "Woe to you, lawyers." You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
You withheld the keys of knowledge.
Right.
You won't lift the burden up with one finger, but you want to put all these heavy burdens on everybody else, but you won't keep it.
Right. Right.
Yeah, they big hypocrites. Big hypocrites.
Yep.
I call them pettifoggers. And they didn't like that. Even the attorneys didn't even know what it was. And I said, look it up. I said, pettifogger is an unlearned and undereducated lawyer.
Hey, Shakespeare said this, and I'm not advocating any violence, but he said when we get control of our society, the first thing we got to do is kill all the lawyers.
Yeah, and we restore order. Exactly. He said it right. But yeah, it's getting ready to hang up, but I'll call y'all back in about 15 minutes and so I can hear
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
that piece that y'all got.
All
Okay?
right. I'd love to. I'd love for you to hear it. Okay.
Appreciate that.
God bless you.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Bye bye.
I'll call you back in about 15.
Sounds good.
You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. This call is from
Anthony.
an inmate at a federal prison. This call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring. Hang up to decline the call or to accept. Dial 5 now. If you wish to...
Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Do you got time for me to let you hear this video that's been going around? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me also say that I want to give you a backdrop. So my mom is 86 years old. She's in a nursing home. She has more medical situations than we can take care of at our house. You know, I took care of my dad for 4 years. He had one leg. Anyway, in March, I have not been able to see my mother except for one time through a window. And they are forcing, in any way, before that, we were visiting her twice a week. She was very happy. You know, we had visits, we prayed together, we had meals together. Aaron and I would go okay. So in March, the Texas governor said he's going to force all lockdowns of nursing homes across Texas. He's going to force testing upon all the residents and the staff. And what they did is I was receiving weekly updates from the director of this nursing home. And before Governor Abbott did that, he was saying we don't have anybody that's showing any symptoms. Everybody's happy. There's no known cases. Praise God that But when Governor Abbott forced testing to occur, the tone of the messages from this director completely changed. I'm in contact with CDC every single day. We've had a staff member test positive, and now we're quarantining a section, and the residents are undergoing lockdown. And it's like they've treated the nursing home residents as absolute prisoners, and it's cruel and torturous abuse of these elderly people across Texas. And it's all because they've bought into this whole COVID thing. But if I hear your voice, I'll stop it if you want to make any commentary. But it's 5 minutes, and I'll put the phone up by the speaker.
Okay.
Here goes Anthony.
What we're actually seeing is the systematic implementation of the fall of the republic and the rise of the corporation of the United States. Every major event is a step in the ladder to achieve that end. COVID is just another rung in the ladder, which is why there's a deliberate mixing of all the wordplay. Right? I mean, we should stop calling it, quarantine. That's a term designated for people that are verified sick. This is a house arrest mandated by the state. You should stop calling it, social distancing, because there's nothing social about forced isolation. We should stop saying safer at home when millions of Americans don't have basic necessities adequate to fit their needs. It assumes that everybody's home is equally as safe as the people that are making the statements. We should stop saying, this is for the greater good. Right? When you close the economy, killing millions of businesses that families have worked generations to establish, that's anything but good. We should stop saying this is the new normal. That's just blatant mind control drivel. There's nothing normal about forced isolation, treating your neighbor like they have the plague, breathing your own bodily waste, wearing masks, living in constant fear of contamination. That's normal. I mean, after all, if the virus is so deadly, why hasn't it wiped out the homeless who don't social distance, wash themselves regularly, let alone, live in or have access to a sterile environment? Last year, 1.5 million people died of tuberculosis. Why were you not wearing a mask during the tuberculosis pandemic? You were endangering, public health and safety along with billions of other people around the globe. So why didn't you wear a mask? I'll tell you why. Because the mainstream media didn't tell you to wear a mask. Right? And so because though 1.5 million people died from tuberculosis, there was no tuberculosis pandemic any more than there's a coronavirus pandemic. What you're really participating in is a beta test for AI systems and facial recognition. See, these cameras work best when people are, distance apart. Now they're actually testing through machine learning how to recognize, a face that's partially covered. It's also a way to easily determine who's compliant and who's not. Who does the propaganda work on and who it doesn't? Now get this, there's some ironies that are here, right? A society that kills millions of babies a year for convenience has shut itself down to prevent adults from dying. People that on the one hand slaughter babies in the womb by the millions are now preaching to the masses about the sanctity of human life. It's double speak, double talk. It's the two doctrine power.
Okay, brother. They're locking you down?
I'll call you on Sunday.
Okay. I'll be at an event on Sunday afternoon starting at like 2. I'll probably be in the evening before I'm home.
Okay, well, I'll probably do Tuesday because I want to hear the rest of that.
Okay, all right. God bless you, Anthony. We love you. We pray for you, man.
Okay, you too, bro.
Okay. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.